Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to OS World Cup 2025 group stage here on the B stream, the number 2 stream. We are headed into our last match of Challengers Group B. It is Romania, the number 12 overall seed, number 1 seed in the group, taking on Indonesia, the number 18 overall seed and the 2nd seed in the group. And this is going to be an interesting one for reasons that we'll explain in a couple moments. But first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm this one guy. Joining me is longtime co-caster Dada. Good morning, Dada, and welcome.
Good morning, Vietnam! Even though they've already played all their 3 matches. This is the group of Chaos. This is one of the 2 or 3 groups of Chaos that have extremely consequential matches this Sunday here. And why don't you explain to the audience the situation here?
Yeah, and fortunately, someone in Twitch chat has already gone through basically all the potentials for how this is going to go, but I will reiterate everything that's happening there. So essentially, if Romania wants to go through as a top 2 seed, they have to sweep because of point differential. They're currently 0-2 in the group. Indonesia currently 1-1 in the group. With any win at all, they will go through as a top 2 seed in the group because they'll have the point differential and they'll have the win-loss differential and they'll have everything they need. In the bizarro world where Romania wins, like, I think anything from 5-2 to 5-4, it would be Finland going through as the number 2 seed in the group, with Indonesia and Romania, both the teams in this match, falling to 3rd and 4th. It's like, I'm fairly sure that's all accurate. The maths a little bit, but basically, if you're New Zealand, you're really happy you went 3-0 because you escaped all of this nonsense and all of this weirdness that this match is going to have. If you're Romania, you're just praying for the sweep because that's your ticket out of the group as a number 1 or 2 seed going to the winners bracket instead of the losers bracket. If you're Indonesia, you're like, hey guys, we just got to win this, man. Like, let's just make the win happen. So there's a lot of possible outcomes here. I think it feels like, based on the way Romania has been playing, the most likely outcome for them at this point is unfortunately going through in 3rd and 4th because they lost to both Finland and New Zealand already, and Indonesia is seeded similarly to New Zealand and above Finland, so on paper they should be better.
If anything, I think this group proved that seeding, especially here, doesn't matter. Like, nobody would have expected the 2nd seed, which was basically the main newcomer to like this top half seeding, which was New Zealand, to be the only consistent team in groups. They went 3-0 pretty convincingly, had a couple close calls, but their scores were just overall consistent and better. Meanwhile, Romania, which is the top seed in the group, has been floundering. 0-2, losses to Finland, losses to New Zealand, and they have to win this match here not to go 0-3. And Indonesia, they split their matches. Didn't really have like 100% consistent play throughout those matches, but did enough to win versus Finland. But well, it is as you said. Indonesia is playing for a win, Romania is playing for a sweep. Anything else, and then Finland benefits. So hopefully we see maximum chaos in this match. And
yeah, there's like the really interesting outcome of just like Romania winning 5-3 or something, and it actually being a match that then benefits a third party.
Technically, yeah, because Romania can get 3rd in the group if they win. If they win, like,
oh, can they get 3rd in the group?
I think so.
their outcomes are either 2nd or 4th.
They can get 3rd in the group if they win in a certain amount of points against Indo, because they have a -4 right now. So like Indo would take the minus and Romania would take the plus. So if they go like 5-3, then it's just direct like confrontation. And then I think Romania would go 3rd. 5-3 or 5-4 would benefit Romania in make them go 3rd. It's a complicated group. There's a lot of scenarios here.
Group. Yeah.
Anyway, Nomad 2 being the first pick for Indonesia here. The speed map, very, very popular this weekend, and we'll get right into it as we have been spending our time talking about all the myriad scenarios that could happen.
Yeah, it's when it takes that long to talk about every way every outcome this match can have, you end up just ignoring everything else. So we've got first map underway. Notably, real quick, we had Romania banning out DT2, the speed DT, Indonesia banning out 3 mod 1. So Romania banning out a speed map, and then Indonesia first picking the remaining speed map. Pretty logical, I would say. That is often how you'll see these things go. A team will ban out DT2, their opponents instantly picking into this Nomad 2. And really, this doesn't look too bad, though. I mean, everybody's starting out very, very cleanly. You've got 8 FCs on the board with high accuracy on everyone. The score gap staying within 10,000 points to the first 200 combo. It does feel to me like this map has felt very just binary, right? Either you can play it and play it well, or you kind of can't. As is usual of speed maps, even in early stages. First break is going to be Robotonic on the side of Romania, though, and Indonesia will take the advantage.
This map has felt very second half heavy, especially in a couple of these matches where it's clear that everyone in the lobby can actually play them. But so far, only Robotonic missing on the first half will give Indonesia a pretty sizable early lead as long as they can remain holding those combos. And so far, so good for everyone involved. Mindfrost is getting a little bit of an act drop, and Capybara is also dropping right before the break. So not good for Romania as Indonesia look to confirm their pick.
Yeah, this is a solid start here for Romania, halfway through. 4-way FC, lowest AC, well, 3 players at 98 AC, 1 at high 99. Poor Origin over there, doing everything he can. Just not going to get the 4-way FC from his team that he might end up needing. And Indonesia going to start to pull away here a little bit. It is a break from Medjero McQueen, so that'll slow that down. One of, I don't know how many players there are in the world with Medjero McQueen usernames. There's at least, I think, 2 in the United States community, plus that one, apparently. But Indonesia still holding on to a pretty comfy lead, 175k. Yes, there is recovery combo on Capybaras and Robotonic, but that gap is pretty far out heading into these last moments.
Staying that way as Robotonic misses as well once again. So only Eternum and Origin for the side of Romania. Meanwhile, Indonesia still holding that triple FC. And no longer a sweep. We have ruled out one of the outcomes. Romania will no longer be going to winner's bracket.
Now, there is no sweep possible. So Romania's best potential point differential now will be -2 if they sweep the rest of the match from here on out, which would tie them with Finland, and Finland has the head-to-head over them. So yeah, that outcome is now out of play for the sweep, but still other outcomes possible here. So nothing 100% decided as of yet. And I'm being told that apparently the seeding doesn't actually take head-to-head into account. I would need, like, Leo or somebody to confirm that, because I thought, like, if it came down to that, head-to-head might matter. In which case, I guess Romania would win in the case of a tie, so the 5-1 is actually still in play. That Romania would advance on that. Okay. Well, I don't know why.
It's quali seed.
Okay.
Oh.
That. Okay, I'm going to say that feels really strange, and if this does end up 5-1 Romania and they tie point differential with Finland and go through over them despite winning the head-to-head, that would feel kind of weird. But I guess if that's the rules, that's the rules. I will refrain comment on my feelings on that matter, as Romania is going to pick into DT3, so we're going to go Alt DT here as the second pick of this match.
That's odd to have in a non-3 tie way, in a 3-way tie scenario, in my opinion. But
yeah,
we didn't make the rules, and the rules are there, so they're clearly stated in the LWC wiki that yes, the quali seed is the tiebreaker, not the head-to-head. Even if it's a 2-way tie. So, well, Romania still has a chance. It's a false flag. It's a false alarm. Sorry, our bad.
I mean, it only changes one thing. It changes all it changes is that it extends the range of outcomes to 5-1 instead of just 5-0. That's really all that affects.
Also, it affects the range that Romania can get third. If they win 5-3, they would also get third. Or 5-2. 5, yeah, 5, yes, 5-2. They would also get third. Because they would tie Indonesia. I think. No, 5-3. Still 5-3. It's too early in the morning for this! God!
All right.
It's a headache group. It's a chaos. Chaotic completely.
Just talk about the DT3, Dada. You're the map puller here.
Hi, DT3. I didn't expect it to be Chinese, but it is. And Romania is gonna just be picking into this kind of like ulti DT, a little bit snappy, not too aimy. Like the notes are pretty close together, but has a couple triples, not very many. Wouldn't trip up the likes of Badu. And yeah, it's been a pretty consistently picked map throughout this weekend. I don't think anybody's had too much trouble in it. A lot of people have full lineup. A lot of teams have full lineups for this. So let's see. Romania has lost this pick before to Finland, if I remember correctly.
See how it goes for them this time around. As I said, it does feel like a map that both teams can definitely put together a four-man four without too much difficulty. And Badu in on a DT pick means, you know, it is a certain type of map that is going to be more comfortable for him. I feel that historically, Badu has been one of those players where, like, if he's in for a map, he's going to put up a good score on it, right? Virtually all the time. Dude is very, very consistent. So see if that can be a factor here for Romania, their own first pick. Indonesia, well, their range of outcomes changed a little bit, but you know, if they win a second point here, then that outcome that we introduced no longer matters. So keep that in mind.
they're playing for a much simpler outcome, which is just to win the match. That helps.
Yeah, it's a lot easier when you don't have to keep 6 different possible outcomes in mind. It's just like, okay, guys, we gotta get the dub. So far, so good for everybody. Again, much like the previous map, it was an 8-way there through the first 200 combo. It's an 8-way here through the first 200 combo. Accuracy advantage a bit in favor of Romania. They do have a 50k lead. That noob guy down at 97, kind of helping that out a little bit. But it is still going to be about the combos more so than it will be about the accuracy. I'm assuming that we're not going to see an 8-way FC, but you never know. We're 2/3 of the way through and we're going to see a break.
Yes, you generally see more breaks around this kind of like solo-ish section. But so far so good for everybody. Styx being the first one to drop. Kahes will trade right back. So the lead will continue being stable around that 70k. Styx dropping once again. Not traded. And still 3 FCs to each team. Very impressive here. Just this lead is really just on the edge of a knife as both teams still holding.
Yeah, it's that big AC lead for Romania. There goes Kahes again, though. That's a big miss, too. He dropped his accuracy down a whole lot, but Styx follows with a trade right back. And as we come into the ending, looks like we're going to see 6 FCs, but Romania with the better FCs and the better backing score as well. And that's 2 really good team scores. That's 4.2 mil against 4.1 mil. That's 6 FCs out of 8. No, I lied. That noob guy had a break.
Had a very early break. Very
right
early.
Yeah, first like 9 combo.
Yeah, and guys, our team just dropped 4 million on this pick, and then we lost. So our bad, I guess.
Yeah, you don't usually lose picks where you put up a 4.1 million team score. It doesn't happen all that often. You got to feel a little bad for Indonesia, but at the same time, you got to be impressed by Romania's performance there as a team. 99.3, 99.01, and 98.51 AC full combos. So well done to Romania, working their way. Gotta have a good one here for Romania the rest of the way through this match. Next pick into Indonesia, they first picked the Nomad 2 speed option. Not anything else in that skill set present in the pool, so they're gonna have to go somewhere different, but the question is gonna be where.
It's the other speed map was kind of banned. They could go DT1. DT1 also has a little bit of that tapping at high BPM, but not really the focus of the map. They could also opt to go for a flow aim shared skill set for Nomachu on that Fumachu, which is essentially just a lower BPM version of that map, a little bit more aimy, a little bit more spaced. Or they could just try their luck on something like a Hard Rock, something like a Hidden, something like a Nomad. Nomad 1, the great coin flip of this entire group stage has not been picked too much, and every time it's been picked, I believe it's had some wild rides, including for Romania. I believe that they also picked Nomad 1 in one of their previous matches and proceeded to lose it, I believe, to Finland. Indonesia will go for Hidden 1, which is a pretty all-rounder kind of hidden pick. A little bit of tech, a little bit of like rhythm, a little bit of flow. Just what most people would call a Hidden 1. It just happens to be a Hidden 1 in this pool as well.
I don't know that I anticipated this necessarily being the skill set that Indonesia would opt into here. Very curious to see how this one will go. You know, this pool, like, there's only the couple of really blatantly straightforward picks. I feel there's like a fair amount of maps that offer either a gimmicky skill set or a, multiple skill set, and this is one of the latter there. So we'll see how they feel kind of switching things up from really their first pick being super binary into their second pick being something that offers a lot of different things. I feel that I'd have to double check the picks. I feel like this hasn't been a super popular map either, if memory serves. I feel like I haven't seen it a whole lot.
It's been decently popular. It's not been like the most popular pick in the pool, obviously, but it's been fairly consistently picked. More than Nomad 1, more than DT1,
well,
more than 3mod 3.
The Nomad 1 DT1 thing is both funny and not super surprising, I guess, to me. Like, teams just don't really love picking low star rating pure aim maps in general. I feel that's a pretty unpopular skill set to opt into because it just introduces so much RNG. So that one is not super surprising, but it is kind of funny to see like Nomad 1 literally 0 picks in the first week. But in we'll go here. GLHF's coming out. We've got Origin Cast, ETN, and Badu. Hakui Koyori, Styx, Mindfrost ID, and Medro McQueen. And see if we get an early break point here for Romania, or see if points just continue going to the picking team as we enter.
Indonesia's only new player here is Hakui Koyori, which I believe is a Vino, if people recognize them by that name before.
Shoutouts, Vino.
Romania dropping the same lineup, I believe.
Yes, indeed. It is the same roster as their DT3 roster was. Players will be warm and ready.
Badu having the textbook start to this Hidden 1, as experienced by every playtester, having insane act drops. Styx finding the first break, however, so the lead will go over to Romania, especially once that accuracy is amended.
First time now on map number 3 that we've not gone through the first like 500 combo without seeing a single miss from anyone. Styx having a little trouble, a second break already. Hakui Koyori following up as well, so down to just 1 FC on Medro McQueen for Indonesia with Mindfrost recovering. Meanwhile, you've got all FCs basically on the side of Romania. It looks like Origin maybe about 15-20 combo behind. But close enough, and that's going to be Romania taking an early, I say, as it's a short map already almost halfway through. Pretty sizable lead. There goes Mindfrost as well, and it's 250k in Romania's favor. Dada, they may be locking in for that number 2 seed, man.
Well, they may be, or maybe this was not the pick. Maybe this was a little bit of an oopsie. Maybe we will pick for our opponent for fun kind of scenario. But yeah, this seems to be very decisive in the favor of Romania. And only Major McQueen remaining for Indonesia. Nobody else really breaking. Styx finding another break, not really. And there goes Major McQueen. So 0 FCs to 3, roughly 3. almost 4, considering Origin missed very early on. Like, it's over. Jesus Christ. The scoreboard can't go further left.
And this is, I mean, in fairness, this is like a little closer to what we would have expected out of Romania when we saw them qualify through as the number 12 seed. Like, you anticipate them putting up some really good scores and really solid performances. If anything, it was, you know, surprising to see them falling in pretty straightforward fashion to both Finland and New Zealand earlier. You know, that kind of score that they just put up, a 3.9 mil double FC here on the Hidden One, was a little closer to expectations for this Romania roster. That's a really, really good team score, and just a massive gap back to Indonesia there. 1.5 million points on Indonesia's own pick. It is a... It's a tough
Very interesting. It's a tough one. Romania still playing for it all, but Indonesia, I'm not sure what the pick was. Again, Badu says they'll deal with return, they'll take all back because he didn't FC, and apparently Origin doesn't count. Origin managed to sneak on by with the A rank. People thought that was an FC. Nobody noticed the miss. But yeah, now it's Romania's pick, and they have the momentum in this match, and they're on track. No surprise here. Chocolate Disco. You have Badu on your team. You pick Chocolate Disco. That happens.
Oh, buddy. Chocolatito Disco. Is anyone still happy to hear those lyrics, or are we tired of them yet? I need to know.
I hear them in my nightmares, Aaron.
Yeah. I'm curious as to the behind the scenes of picking this particular map, and how many times you probably had to listen to it in the pooling process, on top of how many times you've had to listen to it in 2 weeks of group stage where it's been picked a lot. But it seems to have served its purpose, right? The reading pick in this pool doing its job. I think it really has separated, you know, the solid reading players from the less solid reading players, even in an early round where the pool is not overly difficult.
A fun fact, I think everyone in the pooling team thought it was too easy, because first of all, it is 4.32 stars, but also, in playtesting, like, people are a little bit more inclined towards reading, they have a little bit more time to practice the map, they're, like, less nervous, obviously, but everyone kind of agreed that in match, in the context of group stage, this would be, like, very hard to keep combo on, and it has kind of proven true. I believe this is either the lowest or the second lowest average score, as seen on Week 1 statistics. But if there's any team to be comfortable in a map like this, obviously not the entire lineup. I don't think the entire lineup here is going to be like super comfortable, especially people like Eternum are not just essentially filling the 4th slot. But Romania would be that team. Badu, Origin, even Kahes to some extent, all have that kind of like slower reading map, alt map, kind of in their bag of tricks. Meanwhile, Indonesia, not bad either. They have GNX, aka Dido. They have FAW. And keeping Major McQueen, keeping Minecraft. Major McQueen has been pretty solid this match. So it only takes a couple of breaks. Romania. It only takes a couple of breaks from Romania to actually just make sure that, you know, Indonesia gets the break point. They are getting the timeout here, and apparently pregnancy is still having some trouble, so they ask for a timeout. So everyone else leaves the lobby and goes back to playing Chocolate Disco, because this map is like one of zero perhaps.
I momentarily forgot that pregnancy is actually the name of a player on their team when he said that in chat. I really, it took me a moment to put 2 and 2 together there. So we're taking a timeout on our own second pick of the match. That usually doesn't bode super well, but, you know, hopefully they'll get it together.
It's like issues rather than a timeout any sort of momentum or strategy discussion.
Well, while they're timed out, Greece versus Hong Kong are about to go to a tiebreaker on the mainstream, so that's pretty cool.
It's funny because unlike this match,
that match doesn't
I
actually
believe
matter at
it
all.
doesn't matter. They're just playing
No.
for fun.
Yeah, they're locked third and fourth place, and they're going to tiebreaker to determine third and fourth place, which are both eliminated. Because yeah, the winner goes 1 and 2, the loser goes 0 and 3, and there's already a 3 and 0 and a 2 and 1 in their group. So yeah, they're playing for honor. They're playing for glory of themselves and pride and all those lovely things that at the end of the day, if you're if you're competitive, you like hearing those things, but you often don't care about them. It's like, dang, we still lost. But that'll be fun. So
that will be
exciting
fun
moments over there.
If you're wanting to see tiebreaker, go over Osu Live 1 and then come back here, because this match still has a lot to give, I believe. But yeah,
this match actually has stuff that matters in context of the group results, whereas, as mentioned, that one does not. Oh, right, Twitch does that auto pause thing if you're muted and you alt tab. Hang on. Okay, they haven't actually started the TB yet, so they're chilling.
It's a funny, like, viewer base we have here, where there's a lot of Romanian people, a lot of Indonesian people, not as many, I think it's a little bit later there, and also there's like the whole typhoon going, but I think that's like specifically towards the Philippines, but there might be a couple of residual effects, and then a lot of Finnish people, like the entire Finnish team and a couple of other Finns are in the chat as well, just doing their best voodoo to make Romania win this map and then not any other.
Yeah, if you're Finland, it's like you want a very specific couple of outcomes to occur here. If you are a Chaos fan, and goodness knows there are plenty of Chaos fans, as we get a little Bancho pause here, I think. We will re-roll and hope. Let's see. Is that a DC or is that just a Bancho moment?
That's lag.
I think that's lag. Yeah. As of yet, not seeing a DC in the match link, so gonna keep an eye on that as to what happens there.
So the way disconnects work in Bancho multiplayer is that they can just come back, and they will come back, and they will like pause the entire match as they reconnect. So far, no dice, as Mindfrost has still not reconnected, but he still has essentially a 4-minute map to reconnect. You might be seeing the little clip, like the paper clip icon on the bottom right. It's a broken paper clip, or whatever the hell that is. Like it's a disconnected thing, a disconnected chain, I think. But yeah, we might need to abort, perhaps. I don't know if it was in time. Question mark. He might have a score. He might not have a score. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the mystery box. It's the Monty Hall problem.
I don't know. Somebody's saying that he's streaming still. So what's his? I need to know his Twitch so I can go see what his score is. Because obviously, I mean, right now all he needs to be doing is putting up 200k, which everyone in the lobby except for Pregnancy is doing. And Pregnancy, by the way, considering that they took a timeout and everything to get him in, is not having a great time, unfortunately. There are breaks though. It is GNX and Medjero McQueen falling, so that lead gonna grow a bit for Team Romania here. Origin though falls. Double FC Tournament Badoo. It's a 400-ish K lead. This could be really close, assuming Mindfrost actually is indeed still like alive and will have a score. This could be really interesting.
Yeah, Aaron, I'm no longer gonna do any sort of commentary on the current plays. I'm just gonna tell you and ask you the question: can Mindfrost have over 512k? And the answer is yes if he's FCing, and no if anything else. So Mindfrost needs to be FCing or close to it in order to give this lead over to Indonesia. We will never know. But never, I mean we won't know until the very end of the map. Both Eternum and FAW finding a miss, however, will make sure that it's a little bit harder of a job for Mindfrost to do. That is, if he's even doing that job, it's a
right. We don't even know.
But he can potentially if he's FCing. Yeah. Look at Badu there. Badu is the reference score. He has more than the gap, so potentially.
Score Badu, by the way.
Interesting. Yeah,
that's
no,
a nice score.
Badu doing things.
Yeah, I mean, as we said, okay, he actually just like he DC'd at some point from the match. I don't know if he was still playing in solo, and we'll have a score to submit. We're gonna, I guess, just see. I don't really know.
According to the one person in chat, they missed, so probably not doable, unless they missed at the very, very end. 724k local. If chat is correct, then that point goes over to Romania. An odd situation overall, but thank you for playing Deal or No Deal. Turns out the mystery suitcase has 724k inside.
So we're just I'm gonna go with the assumption here that Romania won the point.
Some people are saying 818k.
That would be real close. That would be pretty close.
That would be very close, but I think it'll still go over to Romania. I think the lead was 900.
Yeah, it was 907k, the difference. So it pretty much needed an FC. Yeah, 724k does indeed seem to be the score. So it's going to be a Romania point by just shy of 200k. And so 3-1. Assuming that is going to be taken. Either way, it's 3-1.
I mean, if it's not going to be taken, it's Romania's
3-1 regardless.
900, yeah. Anyway, Romania, with after the timeout, getting the best of like the disconnection issues. Apparently, I still don't know because he was still streaming, so it was probably just a connection to Bancho issue as opposed to like any like overarching internet connection issues. He's apparently streaming on YouTube. But yeah, Indonesia here on the back foot, losing 3-1, but it's their pick. They can opt for many things. They can opt for the free mod 2, they can opt for the DT1, they can opt for the free mod 3, they can opt for literally any other pick in the pool. That's how it works. That's how picks work. But I feel that if you're Indonesia here, you need like a momentum pick, and they're going for Hard Rock 2. They went for Hard Rock 2. This kind of precision, a little bit like techie flowing pick, and that's interesting. Obviously, Romania has pretty competent Hard Rock players. They have the likes of Badu, they have the likes of Eternum, they have Origin. They're all pretty good at Hard Rock, but Romania has not been the most consistent Hard Rock team in this tournament. Obviously, not having the best of time versus New Zealand either. But Indonesia, I mean, looking at their scores here, give me a moment.
I was gonna say, I'd have to check on if and when they have played this map previously. Take a peek here.
And then you just played Hard Rock 1. They got 2.6.
They did get a 2.7 mil score on this against Finland.
No FCs, yeah.
No FCs, but they had 4 1-miss plays. Literally all 4 were 1-misses.
Does that bode well for a pick, or is that like we missed this time, we won't miss again kind of situation?
Yeah, like we're expecting to convert at least 1 or 2 of these 1-misses into FCs if we play it again is certainly the optimistic viewpoint to take on things. Whether or not it's a valid one remains to be seen, I suppose. But I don't know, 2.7 mil on this doesn't seem like a bad team score. If you think you can get that kind of score again, a map like this is generally speaking pretty challenging. So I can certainly understand the logic behind opting into it again. And if Romania is maybe the slightest bit inconsistent or underperforming on the map, then definitely gives Indonesia a shot. Feels like not necessarily a must-win as such, but you're getting to the stage of the match, you're already down a break point, and Romania already converted their pick, so that 3-1 gap starts to be a little concerning if you're Indonesia here pretty quickly.
Two newcomers, at least to this match, Alex Balea and Lifeline. Lifeline, I believe, is still a top 10 player in the world. Meanwhile, Alex Balea, I believe, a 4-digit player that's making his debut for WBC here. At least,
Lifeline was in for a couple earlier maps, but he's back in, I guess, yeah.
But was he?
Yeah. He was in for both
it's
DTs.
Early.
He was in for Nomad 2 and DT3, so.
I'm not waffling, I'm just stupid.
You know, fair. Honestly, I get it. But it's an early, like, tiny lead for Indo, so, you know.
Yeah, it's a tiny lead for Indo. Sticks will be finding a break.
Oh,
but Kahest also... Oh, okay. Lifeline and Eternum both finding breaks of their own, so it's only Badu and Alex Balea, the newcomers to this match. Meanwhile, Mindfrost and that noob guy holding the combo for Indonesia. Kahest and Eternum having a couple of recovery combos. Mindfrost ID will find a break, and Lifeline will also. So Indonesia will punt that lead over to Romania. Meanwhile, that noob guy, their only FC, Alex Balea and Badu still holding.
Well, this is why you bring the sub in. Badu, well, they still have the FC. They still have Alex Balea on the FC. He is matching that noob guy. Not a lot of recovery combo for Indonesia, so it's not really the end of the world there to see the Badu break. I mean, it sucks for Badu, but you've got massive recoveries on Kahest and on Eternum with Alex Balea holding the full combo, so still going to be fine. Still going to be growing that lead, in fact. Lifeline falling once more. Gonna make this tough for Indonesia, and this match is going a certain kind of way that I don't know we necessarily anticipated it going, but 2/3 of the way through, it's a 250k lead for Romania here, en route to maybe a 4-1 lead, Dada.
I've been seeing the worst breaks of all time on this pick. First Badu, now Mindfrost. Having those breaks in this low part, Alex Balea still holding. Indonesia desperately need that man to drop combo, but he is holding strong. Meanwhile, that noob guy holding strong for the side of Indonesia. They need him to maintain that combo. Everyone on Romania is still getting those recovery combos as well. Kahest, Eternum, never mind, not Eternum. I'm sorry. Eternum finding another break. Mindfrost finding a trade, but Alex Balea and that noob guy holding strong. And the pick will not be confirmed for Indonesia as Romania gets yet another break point and are on their way to potentially getting out of groups and winners.
It's actually happening. Wow. That's another solid team score from Romania. 3 million would have beaten even the score from Indonesia in their previous match, which was a couple 100,000 points higher than their score this time around. So the Gambit not working out despite the FC from that noob guy really just did not have a second high-scoring player. I mean, all three non-FCs on Romania higher than all three non-FCs on Indonesia. Not ideal for Indonesia with that being their own pick. Is this the strat? Are we de-seeding? Are we intentionally trying to go into the losers bracket? I doubt it. Nobody would do that willingly. That would make zero sense at all. Romania just playing very well here. Alex Balea, man, that's a solid score. And so Romania now, if they can win their own pick, they ruin a lot of desired scripts, I think, for some people that have been talking about this match who really wanted to see the chaos world in which Finland went through as the number 2 seed. Romania trying to make that an impossibility here, trying to send Finland and Indonesia to 3 and 4.
There are scenarios here where Romania gives me +1 point in pick'ems, but I'm disappointed. Indonesia gives me +1 point in pick'ems, and I'm still disappointed. Or Finland gives me +0, and I am very, very... I'm very happy just for the chaos that it all brings. But, Indonesia needs to get a point in order for Finland to even think about having a chance here, and it's another precision pick. Aaron. It's yet another precision pick. And Indo didn't have the best of times on their precision pick, that Hard Rock Chew. But this map is more shit missable. And a little bit less technical, flowy perhaps. It still has a couple of sliders that can get you off guard. But it should favor a very similar profile of team to the ones that were favored in Hard Rock Chew.
Which is to say Romania. Lifeline 5 miss and Mindfrost 8 miss on the preceding pick does not necessarily bode well for back-to-back maps in a similar skill set, at least where that precision aspect of it is concerned. I might be a little worried if I were Indonesia after the way the last map went. Perhaps just a small bit concerned. But you never know. That's why we play the maps. We're not talking about practice. We're talking about the real thing.
I just want to win a map. Playoffs? That's a different quote, but it's very similar spiritually.
Romania has sent everyone out of the lobby except for Badu. They're going to practice. They're going to prepare. They're using every second they have to try to make sure that they put their best foot forward. Because this is a must-win pick for both teams in different sorts of ways. Romania just they have, you know, it's like they lose the first point of the map and then sweep the rest of the way. Like I said, you know, if they did that, that would be pretty ridiculous. And here we are, 1 point away from that maybe happening. Indonesia, well, they need to win, which means we need nearly a reverse sweep. But for Finland's sake, for those of you out there who are rooting for chaos, Indonesia just needs to win this point. So, like, big pressure moment, 4-1 here. Possible last map of the match. Possible last map before heading on to the winners and losers for Romania and Indonesia, respectively. Well, here we go. It's Kest coming in, joining Alex Belia, Eternum, and Badu. Can Alex Belia be a hero 2 maps in a row on Precision? Hakui Query, Medrum McQueen, Lifeline, and that noob guy for Indonesia. Looking to avoid a breakdown like they had on the last map. We'll see if this one goes any better. As we get underway, it's an early break from Alex Belia right at the start.
Both teams have been favoring the side of Romania, however, both Major McQueen and Lifeline not having the best accuracies to start with. And so the lead will only now go over to Indonesia. So far, so good. Again, it is that middle part, that kind of like slider break full of censorship, full of the TV sensor that... Okay, but dude... It is that solo... Oh god! Romania, please! This is your life on the line!
Well, kind of.
Well,
this is your life on the line?
Yeah,
I see what you did there.
Yeah, sorry.
I see what you did there.
I'm a cheesy little guy. I'm a little rat. I'm a little mouse. Kest finding another break, and the lead will scoot over to Indonesia. Hakui Koyori finally finding a break for the side of Indonesia, but the lead will still grow as only Eternum and Alex Belia finding this very, very early break, but only them having any like FC-like combos, so to speak. But now here we go.
It's some breaks. It's Lifeline to fall. Medrum McQueen and that noob guy both go down. Wait just a darn second. That score lead is going to race back over to the Romania side as Indonesia struggles in this late section. 1 quarter of the map left to go. Alex Belia falls. That's the biggest, tied biggest combo on Romania, but they do still have a Eternum on the FC, but do on the recovery combo. No combo at all on the side of Indonesia. Lead goes to Romania by over 100,000 points. We are coming into the ending, and the exact scenario Romania needed. They had 2 worlds in which they could go through top 2 seed in the group. They dropped the first map of the match, which left them with 1 world. They had 1 scenario. There was 1 path through to victory out of however many millions they may have seen in the future. The time stone is in favor of Romania, and 5-1 goes the final score, and they've actually done it. The 2 worlds in which they could have gone through, the 2 scenarios in which they could have gone through, one of those 2 scenarios ends up happening, and Romania takes a top 2 seed out of their group. Indonesia falls to 3rd and 4th, and Dada, what have we just witnessed?
We have witnessed the 1 in a billion scenario where a team starts 0-2 and then 5-1s their opponent pretty decisively. Like, some of the picks were close at points, but the end scores were not close at all. That reverse sweep, not reverse sweep even, just to get their first point, Indonesia on the board, and then proceed to get swept. Like, it's an odd match, but a match that Romania desperately needed. Getting that winner's bracket spot and restoring their kind of like seed favoritism. What ended up happening was the most expected thing in the group. Just seed number 1 and seed number 2 qualifying, just in an opposite order.
I mean, you still got to give the shoutouts to New Zealand. They'll come out top in the group, but man, Romania doing exactly what they needed, riding that knife's edge all the way through this match after losing that first pick. And unfortunately for Indonesia, they just swap places with Romania down into 4th place into the group by losing that by that score. Obviously still do go through by virtue of qualifying in that top half, so they will head into the round of 16, but it'll be on the loser's bracket side instead of on the winner's bracket side, and that's where things get challenging. Your room for error just disintegrates. But it's well done to Romania, and man, what a morning we've been having with the Hong Kong-Greece tiebreaker, a bunch of 5-3s, some crazy scenarios, and more matches to come that are going to make for, I think, even more crazy scenarios. We have, what is it? We have right now Philippines versus Sweden going on. I suspect we're going to be heading over to on the mainstream here in just a moment's time. It's going to be in Group D. I will not bother trying to get all the scenarios for that because I'm sure the commentators there can fill you in on that information once we arrive. So I will guess we will be presumably hosting that stream and sending you over there. While you're making your way over there, there's one other place you got to make your way to. Do you know where that is, Dada?
Banners.
That is store.ppy.sh to go get your banners for your profile to support your team. They're an all-new design this year. They look really cool. And whoever your favorite may be, the low price of whatever it may be in your local currency will allow you to support one team, multiple teams. If you want to support all 40 teams, then by golly, you support all 40 teams. I will not be the arbiter of your fandom. So go do that. Go watch Philippines versus Sweden. You'll see me and Dada back, I believe, in about 45 minutes time as well. I believe we're back for Kazakhstan versus Peru at 16 UTC, so you'll be getting to hear from us some more over on the main stream. For now, is congratulations to Romania. Well done to them. Commiserations to Indonesia. I've been T1G. He's been Dada. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you guys over on the main stream for Philippines versus Sweden in just a moment's time.
Hashtag ad, hashtag sponsored, hashtag buy the banners.